It is a great time to be a jiu-jitsu athlete because there are investors bringing real money into this sport. Here's everything you need to know about the Professional Grappling Federation in less than a round break. First off, the PGF is looking to establish itself as the first jiu-jitsu sports league. There's going to be a regular season with 20 athletes. Some of them will be chosen, others will have to qualify in Las Vegas on March 1st. These 20 athletes will be separated into 4 teams and coached under world-renowned legends with accolades so long they're going to need their own video to cover. These legendary coaches will choose their fighters during the draft and have to prepare their team to compete 12 times in 1 week. Athletes will be competing for points for their team, and the team with the highest amount of points at the end of the week will win the $100,000 grand prize. The top 8 athletes with the highest score will move on into the PGF playoffs, where they'll be competing for the PGF belt and also an additional $20,000. And that's almost everything you need to know about the PGF in less than a round break.
There has not been so much PGF coverage. Ending on that note, Gabriel, I know if you don't want to stay for this, you don't have to.
No, go for it.
Yes, in April, we have a big event coming up. I will be your sideline reporter. I am so ecstatic to be working with BMAC, Brandon McCatherine, the head coach over there at 10th Planet Decatur. He's also like the main guy for all things jiu-jitsu. You'll find him on UFC Fight Pass. He's doing AIGA events. Jiu-jitsu is just growing everywhere, all over the maps. But basically, PGF is doing a big thing with jiu-jitsu, and it's really trying to legitimize it as a sport. And on March 1st, it's going to be in Las Vegas, where I am currently at. There is going to be the qualifier at 10th Planet Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. So people are going to be competing, fighting for a spot. There are 20 athletes total that will be involved. They're going to be split up into 4 teams. Those coaches have been announced. Higan Machado is now a coach. We have Eddie Bravo, who is definitely going to be an interesting coach to listen to and be able to interview. And then we also have Haja Gracie and Andre Galvao. So definitely a lot of rivalries that potentially could be born here. Thanks, Kairos. I love it. Kairos is the freaking best person. He's my favorite Twitter follow to listen to. He always has funny shit to say. So yes, this PGF tournament, it is a team style tournament. And basically, if you get a choke, you get 6 points because that's like a kill. You know, if you were on the street and you choke someone out, you killed them. If you won by a leg lock or a joint lock, you know, you just broke their arm in the street. So that's only 3 points. And then if you get them within a minute, you get an extra point. So the way that the point system is made just gives jiu-jitsu like a concrete way of doing things, which I think is something that the sport is missing right now. Because, you know, there's so many different rule sets that people do. This gives a team setting and also a solidified set of rules. But not only are the athletes going to be competing and working together as a team to get the most points for their team and hopefully win the $100,000 grand prize, they're also going to be competing for themselves, trying to get as many points as they can, because if they get into the top 8, they will be advancing to the playoffs. So the playoffs are going to be, you know, every man for themselves competing for an extra $20K. So basically there's going to be a draft. The 4 coaches that I named, they're going to be picking their teams. You could be on a team, you know, 10 Planet guy could be with a Gracie guy, and they have to become teammates all of a sudden. So there could be drama, you know. Basically, a lot of friendships are going to be tested. Rivalries will be made at the draft. And then once we get to the fight week of everything, these competitors will compete 3 times a night. So you have to really strategize how you're going to strategize what your game is. You don't want to leave injured. You don't want to let a few joints pop and not be able to compete the next day. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that breaks down. They've announced a few of the fighters already that you can catch all that on PGF World on Instagram. And also my YouTube channel is going to be a big base for that. BMAX Instagram and YouTube also. So yeah, everything jiu-jitsu. I have a big jiu-jitsu nerd fan base on my YouTube channel. And it's all really fun stuff. So Gabriel, I don't know what you think about that, but
I think that they could not have picked a better person for the broadcast, honestly.
Oh, Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope we're in Vegas at the same time. My homeboy, Wes Martin, that I met at High Rollers a long time ago. It's so funny the way the world works. Like High Rollers, I would just show up and try to interview anyone. And then I feel like now we're here. And wait, I meant to do this one. BJJ, let's fucking go. Yes, we have a big year in 2024 with everything jiu-jitsu. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be doing more of these live chats, and I want to start doing some giveaways. You know, maybe I can convince Gabriel to get me some of that Double G merch one of these days, sign it, and let it
I got you.
have a giveaway.